Alright, hello everybody, Silver here. We are back with some more. Uh, Zenless Zone Zero, of course. I did, actually, I didn't expect to be able to do this so quick. But I managed to finish out all of the, like, side quests. I didn't think I was that close to being done, but apparently I was. I finished them all out on accident. Now, to be fair, I did use the prepaid power cards because I didn't want to have to do all of them. Just to be honest, uh, there are still like all of the hard missions that I can do. Those aren't worth quite as much as the original missions, which is a little weird to me. Not like they're gonna actually be that hard. Uh, Especially for like 2.0 type characters. They're typically well more than enough to beat hard missions within the time frame that you need to. Uh, but I was really shocked. I feel like ever since like 2.0, they've went away from the quest system. Like, sure, there are side quests, but there were nowhere near as many, I feel, in, like, 2.0, or 2.x in its entirety in Season 2. There were nowhere near as many quests. And I feel like that's a downside. Again, that just feels like they're kind of getting away from giving us, side content, lore, that kind of stuff. They just want to get away from doing that. And I feel like that's a bad call. This kind of game genuinely benefits from more lore, more side quests, more stuff to do. And again, they kind of just like it really feels like they're trying to get away from it. And that's sad. That is actually, like, saddening. I will also say, people have been telling me lately, oh, if you're gonna want to, play S-Rank Billy for longer, you're definitely gonna want to get him, like, multiple Mindscapes. And I understand that. But I'm not here to be, like, I'm just here to, like, clear stuff. I'm not here to, like, get the best score on shit. I'm definitely not here to get the best score on everything that I do. At all. I just like to be able to actually, you know, play a character that I enjoy and be able to use them properly. Like, that's all I really want to do. Ooh, excuse me. And because I really hate the idea that it's, oh hey, you like a character a lot, but that character, they're just not meta relevant. And oh, you're gonna have to pull so many of that character to make them viable. I hate that kind of stuff. And FGO has that a little bit with like certain characters that have like certain noble phantasms that you want higher level for everything. But when accounting for like, oh hey, is this, how good is this character like in a tier list for FGO? Any of the limited characters or S rank characters a lot of times are seen as, any character that you cannot get for free is seen as Oh, you only pulled one of them, basically. You've only pulled one of them, so that's what we're scaling off of. Whereas the free characters are you have all of these characters. You have like this character with, NP5, that kind of stuff. Uh, because you will very easily be able to get to that a lot of times. Whereas in this game, it's a lot harder to even get like your A ranks to 6 to M6. It takes forever, genuinely. Uh, because people, a lot of times, you're gonna want to pull, you know, for like, let's say, a limited S rank, uh, and then only the A ranks that are like on that banner are gonna be the ones that you're like mostly pulling, and they're probably not good, to be honest. Like again, like Nicole is one of the best A ranks that you can pull. It was the Lucia that I was working on, right? Yeah. So I need Moonlight Lullaby and Unicorn Tales. But again, it's really I'm one off of on energy. That's fucked up. It really is just like kind of upsetting. And I get it, like Chinese gacha are very well known for like the power creep and shit that they have, yada yada. They even have, you know, the laws that make them unable to like mess with a character that you pay for necessarily. They can't like change it without you confirming the change. So they can't make these better except for like through potentials or making a new character, a new version of that character. So I can get that. I can get that's why they do that. But it does feel cheap. It feels like a bit of a cheap, like, cop-out type of thing as well. Uh, rather than a, hey, let's try to make, content be able to be cleared by even free-to-players. Because a free-to-player isn't going to be able to clear like DA if they don't have certain S ranks and stuff. You're just not going to be able to. And sure, you get a lot of polychrome by the time you get a decent amount by the time DA unlocks, but you don't get a ton. If you do all of the story and everything up to current, you'll get a lot more polychrome. But again, it's like it's very just not player focused or not player oriented. Which does feel really bad to me. To me. And the fact is, like, I could get over it if the story was good and like the gameplay was good. This has the gameplay part kind of alright. Sure, some of the moves are repetitive because there's no like real combo system. It's more about, oh hey, what can I do on, okay, that one's good. What can I do to like, maximize my rotation necessarily? And that's about it. Is maximizing the rotation of your characters. There's no real, like, strategies other than the rotations of it. You can't, like, oh, for certain enemies, you're going to want to use certain combos that, help you out. And I guess it's, again, because this is also, like, an app game at the same time. It's got the interface of an app game as well. Its interface is heavily just like a mobile game interface with the, actual stuff on the bottom right that show you, oh, what everything does. You know, looks like it could be a clickable button if you were on fucking touchscreen devices, that kind of stuff.
If it's you, manager, this weather's perfect for a little exploring.
But no, I just really wish. I really do. I really wish this game gets better. Genuinely, I want it to get a lot better. Like, no lie, I want this game to get a lot better. I can do that. I can. Because I think I still have some prepaid power cards left over, so I can exchange those with 60 energy to get, I can exchange 60 energy to get, you know, a battery, which, when you're doing, like, the 100 level, like, the 100 battery cost stuff, saves you 40 energy in total. That was off track of what I was talking about to begin with. But I do genuinely, like, I can excuse a game for having, like, gotcha mechanics that are kind of ass if the game is really good and the story, I'm trying to, like, you know, pay attention to a lot of the story, but it's so, there's certain things that are, like, that really bug me, and, like, the characterization of certain characters and how they move really bugs me. Specifically recently with Promea, that's actually the only one I can think of right now that actually bugs me like that. But it genuinely, like, I don't want this game to be bad. I want it to actually be its best, like, in its best state. And I can't say 2.0 was anywhere near, like, great, in my opinion. Like, there were some good characters in stuff that came out of 2.0. Yeah, I can't deny that, but I can't say the story was great, because, again, to the setting that's supposed to be, like, dystopian future, it really, like, just adds magic and systems that don't fit in. It felt a little, like, pointless at certain points. Like, oh hey, we're just adding this in because, like, you know, here you go. We just want to add this. Nothing else. No good lore reason for it and stuff. And if they had, like, genuine good lore reasons for it, it'd be different. It would feel different. But they've even, like, started phasing out stuff that this game should be known for, like some of the cooler shit that's in this game. Like, I get people didn't like, or some people didn't necessarily love the TV mode, but it added a bit more to the game, made it feel a bit more unique in comparison to the other Hoyo games. But in 2.0, they decided, hey, we're not doing that no more. And they lessened the amount of side quests that were really available in, like, 2.0. In favor of the, like, semi-open world aspect, I suppose. But even then, like, I don't feel like it's worth it necessarily. because again, it takes a bit of the characterization away. The characterization of this being different from other like Hoyo games. And I want this to be different. I want it to be its own thing. Which I'm sure is not an unpopular fucking opinion. And I understand if people think, oh hey, you're asking a lot from a fucking app, like from a gacha game. It's not really that much. Like asking for a good story, you know, asking for, instead of like forgetting mechanics, to just, you know, add to said mechanics that make your game what it is. Like that's not hard to do. And I get, again, people didn't necessarily like TV mode, but those are mostly side quests. You could just take them out of being something that main quests that you include in like main quests and add it specifically to shit that is side quest worthy, you know? Like exclusively in side quests. In the agent story thing, they haven't done an agent story since Lucia came out. And like I it doesn't make sense to me why you would just give up on that. Why you wouldn't make more agent stories. They haven't in a long time. Like in a good bit. Which again is a sad thing. Because that's how you can learn about, you know, some of the characters that you might want to pull, you might like. If you figure out their story, you get some lore on them. Like we have the whole thing of uh we have a whole thing with like the Onis where, you know, where the fuck are they? Uh you have so much like actual lore, like Billy's whole backstory. You know, some of the characters' backstories even. Fucking Rokudo. You know? Rokudo's backstory, Billy's backstory, Monato's backstory, how he interacts with, like, more interactions with, like, his, family, his adoptive family type of stuff. Like, we don't get a ton of that. And that's sad. Like, these characters should genuinely have more to them than just, oh, hey, we added them, they look cool, they're a part of their story, and as soon as their story is done, we forget about them, and they're just in the party roster. Like, and that feels like what they're doing with a lot of the characters. Because, like, sure, while, you know, Yishuan and Yusheng are Void Hunters, what place would they even have when it gets into, like, the new season? What place would they have in it? Where could you even bring them back and be like, oh yeah, now they're suddenly important again? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm just like, I guess I'm one of the few people who isn't okay necessarily with slop. That I actually want an experience when I fucking play a game, even if it's like a gacha type of game. Because even FGO is an experience. The story is what kept me with FGO. You could say some of the characters as well, but it's mostly like the story and the lore of the fucking series. Cecia. I'm just like, I don't like it. You know, I want shit that's like an actual experience, not just like a oh hey, we're doing this to make money. Excuse me. Ugh. I get a bit heated about some topics like these a lot of times. And it's because I care about gaming. I care about gaming and the fucking nature of art in and of itself. Suna, dial in. Inzo. Night Emissary. That actually sounds like something Lucia might do. But yeah, no, I am very passionate about certain topics, really. I'm I really am very passionate about like specific topics. And it's for good reason a lot of times. Like I genuinely, you know, think about some of this stuff. Uh and it does upset me when we have so many things that are like it could be great or it could be amazing, but you know, things like corporate greed or oh hey, let's just accept it because if we don't accept it, it could lead to, you know, someone shutting down and then your favorite studio is gone when that studio is making fucking millions of dollars off of producing the same thing over and over. If you want change, you have to make sure they understand that you want change. You can't keep supporting them and expect things to get better all the time. Sure, sometimes, like during, let's say, COVID was a good example. A lot of studios had problems during COVID because it was a pandemic. It was a thing that like made things hard for everybody. It wasn't just the studios. And there's so many studios that, especially like in more recent times, that are just falling to the wayside because oh hey, we're trying to make something that's amazing, but you know uh, stuff like corporate greed and shareholders are wanting very specific things rather than making something that could be an actual like amazing product or a hit, you know? Because it's all about money, and I hate that. Because again, this game, its lore and stuff can be really cool sometimes. But there's so often that we just get so little of it that, you know, there's no in depth that we can get. We can't get in depth with it because the lore is just that. It's surface level. And like, imagine it as if it were like a book, you know? If instead of giving you a description of something, you know, or like telling you the past of certain characters, it's just like, well, you know, this character is this way. You can't tell, but I'm staring at my PC because, like, the silence is part of it. There's nothing else. It's just like, yeah, no, the character is this way, except, or oh yeah, hey, here's a really cool concept, but we're never gonna expand upon it. You'll never find out more about it because we just don't want to. It doesn't make us more money that way. We'll spend more money doing it. And it's like, why? You would get much more support if your game is better. The better your game is, the more support you get. Really. When, I mean, I hate saying that because in practice, like, in theory, that's true. The better your game is, the more support it'll get. But in practice, a lot of times it's, oh, what can we make money off of real quick? And then, you know, after a few years, it'll be shut down anyways. So, like, we don't care. You know what I mean? And I hate that. I hate that aspect of, like, modern day game stuff. That's why I really support indie developers. I love indie devs because they're in it for the love of the game. They're not in it for necessarily the money. Some of them, of course, are in it for the money. They're just wanting to make a quick buck by making, like, a shovelware. But then you have actual, like, genuinely dedicated people who are like, oh yeah, I made this game, let's say, as a class project. And then they start expanding upon it later on, after the class project is done. Like that kind of stuff. Or, oh, we're a small dev group, and we've played these kind of games, and we've loved these kind of games, but they just didn't match up lately. Or we haven't seen this kind of game lately. And I feel like that needs to be more of a thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of the creators of these types of games aren't the ones making, like, the creators of games like Zenless Zone Zero, I'll say, aren't the ones making, excuse me, aren't the ones making the decisions about what to put in the game and what to work on with the game. It's 100% the corporations behind it. The dev group, probably not. Like, the people who actually work on the game are probably not the ones that are making those decisions. It is the corporations behind it who decide what the game should be and what it should be like. What it should be like, what features, what, you know, how monetizable the game should be. That's all made by corporations behind it. And I hate that. Genuinely. Because a game should be an art form. Because it is an art form. It's a a lot of games are stories or experiences that you have that are interactive. It's an interactive experience. An escape from reality. Something like an interactive story, an interactive book. You know? A book that you can actually take part in some way. You can control certain aspects of it. Especially with games with multiple endings. Something to, keep you going in it while you're waiting for the next one. Type of thing. That's what a game is. It's not a way for corporations to just make money or shell out products. It is an interactive story. It's an art. And I will always hold that to my chest. Because, I will always hold that close to heart. Because that's what I think games should be. While the industry of gaming has expanded, the actual quality, a lot of times, even if the graphics have gone up, the quality themselves in storytelling, in, all of that, have actively been going down. And it's a lot of corporatization, I feel. Because they think, oh, we should hit certain things and certain quotas, instead of actually making something that's an art form. Like, Nintendo used to be a good example of, oh, we'll support the little guys. They used to make a lot of games that, or they had a lot of games under their belt that were extremely interesting and genre-defining. Same with things like PlayStation, or OG PlayStation, and, OG Sega, shit like that. It was all, genre-defining stuff. It was stuff you saw it, you played it, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is the pinnacle of this genre. Like, FromSoft was one that, they still do it, honestly. Night Rain was a bit of a cop-out, I feel. To be like, oh hey, we'll make a kind of like looter type of game. I've played a little bit of Night Rain, but I don't play online with people. I typically just don't play, even when I'm playing a FromSoft game, I don't play online. That's a personal thing. I don't get into the PvP aspects a lot. And I know Night Rain isn't PvP. It's PvE. But I don't feel like I want to just play with randoms a lot of times. I don't like that. It is great to meet new people, but sometimes you meet the wrong types of people. And so I will say FromSoft does gain some of the wrong people, to be fair. Which is unfortunate. Either way. Games are an art form. Excuse me. Games are an art form, and as consumers, we shouldn't settle for less than what we deserve. Is what I'm saying. That's why a lot of games I only ever free to play unless I really enjoy the game, and then I'll spend money on it. If I enjoy the story, that kind of stuff. I like the gameplay of this, and the characters are cool, but the story and the lore is not what it should be anymore. It's just lacking. And that's why I don't feel like I'm gonna ever spend my own money on it. And I haven't. The only time I spent anything was that one time that I got a gift card for doing a survey, and I reluctantly, I hate to say, I got that gift card because I thought, oh, I could use this like on a store or something. It was only $10, and I figured out it's only online stores, and I don't do a lot of online shopping. And I was like, well, fuck. What can I do with this? I couldn't even like really do much with it. Because if I wanted to buy like cat food or some type of food, I couldn't have it like delivered because it wasn't enough to do anything like that. And if I went to pick it up, again, it's you still have a bit of like, oh hey, well I'll pick these a couple items up, check those out, take those to my car, then go back in. It was inconvenient. So I was like, well, I might as well, because I really wanted Billy. I might as well, spend it on this pass that'll help me guarantee Billy. And so I did, because it was like a $5 pass that gets you a decent amount of polychrome over like 30 days. And I did again because it wasn't money that was like money. I mean, it was, but I couldn't really spend it much else, like much other way. Bleh. Any other way. There we go. So I said, yeah, no, might as well. Might as well just buy this because I really want this character because I think he's badass. And I got him. Probably thanks to that, by the way. I had ran up so much polychrome. Thankfully, I didn't have to farm the several hundred that had gotten me in the time frame. Because it would have been a lot of grinding to keep going, to get Billy if I didn't have that. But again, regardless, I'm rambling at this point. If you glean anything from this, don't spend money on something that you think can be better. In protest, you can play the game still, but don't spend money on it. Just say, oh hey, we'll leave that to the people who, because if they see a large player count, but nobody's spending money, they're gonna wonder why nobody's spending money. And it's because if they don't pay attention to the kinds of, because they do surveys. If they don't pay attention to every survey and figure out why players aren't spending money on the game, they'll be like, oh yeah, now it makes more sense if they read the fucking surveys. Because I know a lot of people who do the surveys, and they always put the same types of things in. Fixing the lore, bringing back certain things as optional stuff rather than just getting rid of it. All kinds of things that get put into these surveys. And I feel like that's a good way of going about it, like doing a player survey. But it only is a good thing if you listen to your players. And not just like a select small group of players. You have to listen to the general consensus rather than what the smaller groups of players are. That's what you have to do. And again, make art. Make a good story. Make a good game. Even if it's fucking live service like this. Especially you being such a... Like, MiHoYo being such a big company. They could afford to make this game better in that way. They could afford it. Same with, like, Nintendo, who keeps making, just what I'm gonna call Pokemon slop. With Game Freak. It's just the same bullshit over and over, rather than, like, trying to actually make something... And it gets worse over time, is the thing. It doesn't get better, it's gotten worse. with Pokemon specifically. Because that's something I feel like MiHoYo does a lot, is they'll start off with like an amazing, like unique feeling concept and really interesting ideas. And then over time it just gets thrown out the window and it becomes the same game as all of the other Hoyo games. And I don't want that. Because then why should I... Why would I play this one that's supposed to be different? Why am I not just playing all of the Hoyo games? You know? Why would I choose this one over any other Hoyo game to spend money on? Or to play in general? When they all are the same. It's that type of feel. But, nah, I'm rambling. Still. Fuck, I keep doing this. Either way, I've been doing this a lot lately, because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I guess. Regardless, there are two ways, currently, that you, the viewer, can support me. I have my Honey Game referral code link in the description down below. That is for... if you don't necessarily want to support me monetarily and like donate to me, that link can get you money as well as helping support me, because when you use that link you will go through a process to make a Honeygain account and download the Honeygain app program for either your Android devices or your PC, in which it just plays in the background. It does, you know, whatever the fuck it does in the background. And you, while using that device, earn money. Using that link, you start out with $3 in your account. And then, over the course of you earning your first payout, which is $20, all of the payouts are $20, by the way, so it's not just your first. Over the course of you getting your payout, you help, like, by doing that, Honeygain gives me $5. It is a steady drip feed over that course of time, but they drip feed me $5. And no, I'm not sponsored. I know that's a lot of... because I sing the praises of it a lot. That, again... I say it every video that I'm not sponsored because I'm just not. I'm way too small for them to sponsor me to begin with. It's a genuine recommendation because I used it for years at this point. And while it's not going to give you an income, it's $20 every couple of months. You're not doing anything that you wouldn't already be doing by using the app, the program. You're already going to be on the device, so why not earn some money while you're on that device without having to do anything extra, like surveys or anything stupid like that. You don't have to do that, and you would still earn this money. Again, that's why it's so slow, but that's just a good way to support me, because it would really support me. It's a very slow method of supporting me, but it is. It would support me, genuinely. Now, my Ko-fi link down below in the description is just a donation page. If you have disposable income, and you really like my content, and you know, want to help me get better gear to be able to make better videos and more videos, that would be the way to go about it, is through my Ko-fi link. Because I don't really have a way to make money on YouTube right now. I'm nowhere near big enough to be able to make money by you simply watching. I just don't have that amount of following. I don't have that many people who watch me. It is probably because I pretty much right now am exclusively doing like Zenless Zone Zero content. and it's nowhere near the content that I used to do. I used to. I'm technically a variety YouTuber. I play games. I'm a variety gaming YouTuber. There's no specific genre that I fall into. But right now, it's like gacha games, and Zenless Zone Zero is what I'm falling into. Because, I mean, that's what I'm playing right now. It's one of the few things that I can record while I'm playing that's working right. But, either way, if you want to like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be great. Subscribing and stuff can get me to the point to where I can make money off of this, but that's a very long way away, I feel. I don't feel I'm anywhere close to that. Not even like it would matter to me. I do this for fun. I'm just here to be me and let people watch that happen. Maybe I'm also here to complain a little bit, but you know. Potato, potato. That type of thing. Either way, I will be ending the video here. So thank you all so much for watching if you've gotten this far. And I will catch you all in the next one.